these speculators and by the index.
So here's my follow-up question then. Mm-hmm. With a marked excess in supply of natural gas, why isn't it significantly lower than it is today if these guys are playing? Why isn't it $2?
Right.
Instead of $3.60 or $3.80 or $3.90? Why isn't it $2?
Well, that's what manufacturers are asking.
But I'm asking it on the basis if we've got excess speculation based on market forces or intended market forces, why aren't we seeing an exaggeration on decreased price? That's my whole problem with what we're being presented with here today. Well, everything seems to be rigged for an upward bias, but when there's fundamental market indices that say there's absolute 2 to 3 times as much natural gas as this country can consume available right now, why aren't you seeing the other side of this? And that's my hole in trying to buy what we're saying. Where's the market failure in that?
Well, actually, Senator, we as consumers, given the long supply of physical natural gas, we think that prices probably should be lower than they are. But because of let's say, the ETFs and the ongoing long positions that I talked about, remember 86% of all of the index positions historically have been long. There is this growing amount and volume of long positions that keep encouraging the upward price pressures versus a reflection of the oversupply of the marketplace. But interesting about natural gas is that if you look at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which I did last week, and look out 5 years to see what the price of natural gas is. Given our vast supply of natural gas, one would think that there would be a downward curve, much like was talked about earlier, which is historically what commodities have had. They had a downward pricing curve. Natural gas prices 5 years out, 52% increase.
Yeah, but that's readily explainable. We're building LNG terminals. We're going to ship it to the Chinese and Europe. I mean, that to me, I don't expect that to see. The other thing, the factor is we're going to see massive inflation in this country in 2 or 3 years, and people are anticipating that. So maybe that's the reason that there's not the downward side to it. But I still have a problem. Mr. Tuberville.
One of the things that occurs to me is about natural gas is something you mentioned, which is that natural gas gets stored in the ground as opposed to next to its use. So there's a limit on how low natural gas can go, because no matter how much the supply is, what the constraint is actually the transmission associated with it. But the fact is that